Welcome to Stormgate, my friends. If you, like me, just jumped in from the beta, then you are basically going to play 1v1 quick match with no tutorial or anything. So I'm going to tell you a few of the things that I have learned that hopefully make you less of an idiot, and then if you watch this video, you'll know some things that you need to keep an eye out for. So, let's start. You start if you were playing the Vanguard faction, and that's what I'm going to be focused on. These guys are a bit like Terran in StarCraft, and there's a couple of things that need to be said. You have basically a mine, but from my understanding, there's no way to see the number of resources in this mine. At some point, this mine will run out. Very much like StarCraft or Warcraft, there is a finite amount of resources in this mine. You will not know when it's going to run out, so be prepared for that. Likewise, you get this unit over here called therium. This is basically gas. It seems to spawn and grow. I do not know how many workers. That seem to be a good number to place on it, but I've been placing 6 in this one, and this is actually a game that I won, so I had like 10 workers on gas. You can see here there's a huge disparity. My resources are almost 4 times as much gas, so arguably you probably need to be placing at least 6 for each base on the therium. We're going to probably call this gas throughout the video. So, resources and gas. Supply depots can be built, same as you would build supply depots at the top of ramps. You can block ramps. You can upgrade the supply depots. So once they're built, you can upgrade them. The upgrades are very fast, and they can provide you with buffs, right? This one upgrades your supply, and the other one gives you a solar charge ability. This one gives you the reinforcement ability. So basically, I would say that the tooltips are generally pretty bad. So, and especially how you just jump straight into PvP match, there's no time to read. So the solar charge increases the production speed and attack speed of nearby structures by 25%, where your other one, the rampart ability, basically increases the armor of a friendly structure by 200 for 20 seconds. Now, here's the kicker, right? There's no real telling on like what 200 armor is, and you're going to encounter a lot of this in the beta, right? Where like you have a unit here. He has 8 damage, range 1, attack speed, he targets ground, he has no armor. So you'll see other units that do have armor, but your armor, it doesn't really tell you the values of the damage reduction. So that's something that we're going to have to get into in a later video. For now, like in StarCraft, you mine out your first mine, and then most maps, if you look at the map placement here, this was where my enemy was, down the ramp, there is a second mine. Now, in the second game I played, I went down here and built my command center and started getting resources from this mine. I completely ran out of gas, and I couldn't work out where to get gas. So in this, like I said, Idiot's Guide, apparently this thing on the ground, there was one here, which I destroyed. I now can get gas. If you look around the map, there's some gas here, but this came from this. So I'll show you that in action. You basically need to send some units here. You could do it with like a single scout unit. If you kill it, it will spawn and it will start creating some gas. I guess my enemy had some leftover guys that I didn't kill when I defeated him. So I killed this one right at the start of the game, just because I was like, if I kill it at the start of the game, is that a good idea? Well, I guess it's a reasonably decent idea. I guess these guys will micro reasonably well, and we'll kill this without too much. Sometimes they get blocked. Look at that. So you have to be real careful if you're trying to. Your own units will block. The pathfinding is fine, but over here, these guys are ready to attack. Move this. We kill it, and one little thing will spawn. And over time, like 10 minutes or something, and this video is probably going to be longer than 10 minutes. You will see that a bunch of gas spawns out of this thing, or a bunch of therium. What's interesting to know is these are not always close to your base. Like, it's not uniform like it is in StarCraft. But there is a building, so you would select like one of your bobs, which is essentially an MCV. You press Z, and you would build the scrapyard. This receives gathered therium, so we can build it here. Real close, and then the guys aren't going to have to walk too much. As a human player, or as a Vanguard player, you can send additional workers to help build things faster, and if you're within range of your command post, or command post, you can press Ctrl Z, which is this button here, and you would click it, and it will boost the speed of everybody around you, so they will build faster. So now we can gather the therium. without having to walk all the way across here. And that is important, but also what it does mean as well is you could just build one of those scavengers, like right next to that therium over here. So technically, you wouldn't necessarily need like a command post built next to the gas. So that's a little bit different from StarCraft, because StarCraft you would still need a command post because your workers still need to take the therium all the way back to your base, or take the gas all the way back to your base. Right? I just want to kill this unit because he was killing. Right, so we've discussed, we don't know how much resources are in here, we don't know how much resources are in here. I don't know what the optimal number of guys into this is, but I think it's at least 6, potentially more, right? Because if you look, I've been gathering from like just one base for a while, and I'm thousands in disparity. I think your main mines here must have somewhere like 6,000 resources, because I obviously finished this one out. You know what, we'll let this one finish out. It's maybe a little bit more, but we don't know. So, we've upgraded, we've built some supply depots. The first building you are going to build after that is the barracks. And when you build a barracks for the first time, there is 2 units you can build. These are Lancers. This is a sturdy melee infantry. Let's build one. And we can also, you actually start the game with 1 scout, which is a dog. You can harass the enemy's workers with the dog. In this game, I actually harassed my enemy's workers with the dog. There's a couple of other videos of me like trying to learn this game on the channel, so if you want to see more, you could subscribe. But the dog's quite fast. It does do damage against the ground, and it moves around. You can set waypoints if you want to, so like you hold shift and you click. So waypoints, as in on StarCraft, same as StarCraft, same as Warcraft, is useful. So you can, here is your Lancer. He's a bigger guy with a sword. You actually saw me just kill a few of them a minute ago. So in my first games, having no clue what I did, I was just building some Lancers, and then after that I was building some Exos, and then obviously I also built some Medtechs. So in some ways, I guess the Lancers are a new unit you wouldn't really have from StarCraft, but they are a melee unit. They are going to be tanks. They're going to be on the front line. They're going to take some damage for you. You obviously have supply here. Let's just build another supply depot, so as we go through the video, we don't get like supply bombs. So ZS is the way to build a supply, and technically I could press Control Z and click here, and this would buff out. It's a bit annoying. It doesn't show you quite how far away it is, but I guess it's like almost like a screen's worth. You also get this ability for Control Z, so we can send over a scout, and this will just throw a scout out from my base. Why is it not doing it? Do I have to right click the scout? Oh no, look, there they go. So, oh, I did think this guy had another base. So he had built a second base, he just hadn't built it as natural expansion. That's fine. It's usually better in the game to, if you're going to go set 2 base early in the game, take the base that is down from your expansion. This base is like undefendable, right? Like, because if I'm over here killing his units, they're a long way from any production. This was his barracks all the way back up here. If you've played StarCraft before, it's a good idea to build your barracks and supply depots and some of your starter buildings at the ramp up into your main base. This will create a choke point, meaning if you had your melee guys, they could be positioned here. Units can't walk through each other. We kind of already established that. So if I had 2 or 3 Lancers and then I had a few infantry behind them and maybe a medic, then my enemy could not get through here, and also my Lancers kind of prevent my more squishy Exo guys. Exo guys have no armor. They do 19 damage at range 7. The Lancer has 5 armor and he does 10 damage. So the Lancer is 100% a tank, but you want some tanks so that they aren't chewing through your Exos. Exos, from my understanding, are Marines, and the medics are medics, I guess, right? They will heal infantry. They do actually do a little bit of damage. I don't think medics can do damage in StarCraft 2, so they can attack in this game, it seems like, anyway. Right, over to the biokinetics lab, and from my understanding, once you've built a barracks, and you can probably build multiple barracks, it's not like Warcraft 3 where you only want like 1 barracks. It's more like StarCraft, so you can have 2, probably even 3 barracks, maybe even 4. But in the early game, I guess, and you'll probably see me try this multiple times on the channel because I don't know what's best yet and I'm still learning, and this video is an idiot's guide just telling you what I've learned. This building a couple of barracks is at least, probably aiming for 3, followed by the biokinetics lab. Now, one of the things I upgraded straight away was this ability that was here. Obviously, you can't even get into tutorial maps. The only way I managed to get the game set up like this was to beat my enemy. So one of the first upgrades I did was I upgraded this ability here, which is actually a speed boost. It's called Quick Draw Hustle. So you gain 25% bonus movement speed for 2 seconds. And I think this is like a passive. Like, I don't have to click this or anything. This is just on. So these guys will move faster, I think, after they're shooting. The other good one you could get here straight away is the increased energy regeneration of medtechs and allow them to use the Nano Swarm ability. So medics obviously use energy, 5 energy, to heal biological units. Having more energy is good. And then Nano Swarm is actually a defensive and offensive ability. If the target is friendly, nearby mechanical units are healed for 20 health per second. If the target is an enemy, nearby mechanical units are damaged. So this is a way for medics to actually do some damage into enemy units. So yeah, like an early game tactic, I guess, would be to build like a few more soldiers, a few more medics, maybe a few more tanks. I can't see much reason to have scouts, except maybe if you're going to harass with them, or, you know, you've got your blob of infantry going around and you're going to build some scouts to harass a mineral line or something like that. Another thing that you have to do early in the game is you need to upgrade your command post. This is this button here. It advances the command center, unlocking more advanced structures and units. It enables the deploy sensor drone, which we did. It enables the shield up, which I haven't actually mentioned. You can press Control C and click on a unit and give that unit a shield. It is it's a 1,000 point shield for 10 seconds. So if a unit you really wanted to survive, you could do that. And also it unlocks medtechs. So you won't be able to build any medics until you do this. Vulcans, that unlocks the scrapyard, which is obviously to get the gas easier. It unlocks a hangar bay, a machine lab, a solar habitat, and a rampart. So these are a lot of like advanced buildings. So if you do not have these buildings, then you're limited where you start with. So I think at the start, it means you can build the barracks and you can build a mech bay. This is a mech bay here, by the way. Let me double check. Yeah, so the barracks and the mech bay are the only thing you can build. Let's build one of every unit from the mech bay. So we'll build a hedgehog, we'll build an atlas, and we'll build a Vulcan, and we'll show you what these are. So while those are building, let's also look at the machine lab, which is one of the advanced buildings you unlock. And the other advanced building you can unlock is the hangar bay. So let's build a hangar bay as well, and let's also build sentry post. So sentry post is basically a bunker, but with a twist. When I tried it earlier, it seems like you only put one unit inside the bunker, but if you put different types of units, same as in, it's not to say quite the same as StarCraft, because I guess in StarCraft you could put some marauders in the bunker, and the bunker would shoot the slowing missiles and stuff, but you could put different units inside. So we'll come back to that bunker when it's built. Meanwhile, this first unit here is a hedgehog. So hedgehog is a light unit that does 10 damage. If you compare that to like your basic infantry guy, that's half. Here's some armor and obviously a bit more speed. Compare them. So it's like a buggy with some missiles on top. It only attacks the ground. However, you can deploy. So enables the hedgehog's anti-air and decreases its ammo recharge time. So we can deploy it, and then it becomes a sort of anti-air turret. And then when we mobilize it, it becomes anti-ground. So, kind of interesting. Let me see if I can... I suppose I should probably tell you about camps as well. There is a camp right here, and this is a vision camp. There are camps all over the map, and killing the camps will give you different buffs. And earlier, it seems like these camps level up over time. So I killed this one when I was playing against my opponent. I took the vision on his side of the map from the camp. The vision lasts for, I believe it's 4 minutes. But now that camp becomes level 2, and at a certain point in time, I don't know what the point of time is, it respawns, and it's now harder. So the mobs to kill are harder. So these are like creep camps from Warcraft 3. So I micro a little bit around, I kill this, I can now grab the vision camp, and look, vision. And a big area vision, that's now mine for 2 minutes 40. I believe the enemy can kill this. If they kill it, you might lose the vision. I'm not sure. There's a lot of questions that I'm not sure on. Please, anyone that knows the game and is watching the video, put some comments in, ask some questions. Let's build a community. Let's let's see if we can help each other out. Okay, so And on this map, because I played this map last night, I lost on this map last night, there's a speed camp. This will make your units faster for a period of time. There's a resource camp. When you kill this, it doesn't actually show you exactly what resource you get. I think you only get 40. I was very disappointed when I killed the resource camp. And there's a health camp, which will heal a bunch of units if you move it in. From my understanding, if you want to do the healing camp, you kind of need, and there's one over here as well. Let's throw a bunch of guys over here and let's kill the healing camp. I think you need to move them all into the healing camp around the same time as you get it. It's kind of hard to know exactly. So yeah, because the game doesn't tell you anything, right? And meanwhile, we'll build the 3 different units from the hangar bay. So your construction buildings are your barracks, which we've covered. We've got our hedgehog. Let's talk about the Atlas next. So the Atlas is a light gun, 15 damage at range 4, decent armor, and again, greatly increases the range if you deploy it. So this one seemed a bit like a siege tank to me. I guess you can focus fire with a Z, and when I was using this last night, this seemed super powerful. So if you're familiar with StarCraft 2, I guess, and you've built your blocking wall like this, I guess a good example would be to put your Atlas probably on the high ground, because high ground will give him more vision, and he'll be difficult for the enemy to get to, and maybe we could deploy our Atlas as something like this, and then, you know, we'll be covering, let me see if the V key, let me see what their range is. Does it actually show you the range that it can shoot? It doesn't show you the range, so you get like a screen's worth. It'd be nice if it showed you what the range was, but it does not. This will actually hurt your own units, I guess, if it is your own unit. You can see my health, it's going down. So, I mean, he'll automatically shoot if people are trying to come up this ramp, but yeah, you've got about a screen's worth of vision. So, here's your sentry post, and basically you can load units inside your sentry post. So if we load our EXO, it becomes like a gun turret. So we can unload, and we can salvage it. I guess if you needed the resources back, you could salvage it. We can't really, there's no ability to ground target, but by putting EXO inside this, it's essentially become like a gun turret. Let me take the EXO outside and show you what we can see. So we've got Lancer, who is the melee guy with a sword. We put him inside, and now it's like some sort of buzzsaw. I guess that would possibly be really good to place up here. I've never actually seen the buzzsaw in action. There's so much to cover and so little tutorial. Okay, let's head over to the last unit, which is like this big Vulcan guy with a giant cannon. He has range 7, damage 4 minigun, and 10 armor. So he's very much, I guess, anti-infantry. Oh, I can show you these guys shooting because I can shoot my own targets. And I guess I can shoot some of the camps as well. He's kind of slower, but he can launch into the air towards the target unit, dealing damage and stunning the enemy. So that's where you need to get the machine lab. Let's go ahead and research the jump jets for the Vulcans. Now, I haven't worked out yet if there is a building that lets you, like, increase, you know, like in StarCraft you can do like +1 armor, +1 strength, +1 shields if you're Protoss. Haven't worked out yet. Maybe that exists, I don't know about it. What I have noticed is upgrade to high command says cannot be used in this build. So I think maybe this build isn't the full game, or maybe something in this build is not being, like, we're capped or something in this build, right? There's something missing. So, what else? I saw this last night, I actually don't know what that is. You just kill it and you get 20 resources. Okay, it's just like a crate. So yes, let's kill this and let's look at the health tank. So let me move the medics away so we can actually see, like, some units take some damage. We move them into the health, you can see them, they're all regenning up a little bit. They've got like a essence of Graya Sprout. It's being healed over time. So health camps can bring units back, but I mean, I've also got the medics as the humans, so we can just right click or just bring these guys in and they'll just heal them up anyway. Okay. So next up then, flying units. We've got an evac. So this is basically your dropship, let's send it over to my troops over here, and we'll see this in action. We have a Sentinel, which is basically able to launch missiles at a target area on Z. These missiles reduce enemy movement speed, they reduce damage, and also they reduce vision. Beyond that, it has a small amount of damage. Let's attack something. We'll attack our own building. So, slow attack, very small amount of damage, small amount of armor, small amount of speed. And then we also have the Hornet, much faster plane. This is 18 damage against air and 10 damage against ground, and also similar armor. So against ground, reasonably quick sort of laser shots. Against air, similar. Less damage against air than against ground. Okay. And where's our medvac? Medvac's here. Same as just right click on what we're picking up. Grab a few guys. That's it. So we can get 8. We can get basically 8 slots. A medic's going to take 2, a lancer and the exos are going to take 1, and then we can bring them down. We can actually place sky mines behind the unit that last for 2 minutes, and upon activation by an enemy unit, the sky mine will chase down this target, detonating and dealing damage. So, I guess if you're getting chased with your evacs, you can press C and leave a sky mine. Here's your sky mine. So, would be pretty interesting tactic actually if the enemy bring anti-air to try and deal with your medivacs. So X unloads all the units. Let's get them all unloaded. Here we go. Little squad coming in. Nice. Okay, so we've seen the medic. We've seen the sentinel. We've seen the plane. So I think at that point that is all the units. There's nothing else that you can build. You can obviously repair, so we can right click on the excuse me. We can right click on the worker, get him to go around and repair. That's absolutely fine. Obviously these supply depots can be upgraded. I guess because they give because they give more supply, it seems like there's almost no point to not upgrade them for 100, considering how fast they build. So, and I guess using the solar charge enemy to produce the production speed and attack speed. So I guess if you built a supply depot near your turret, put your guy inside it, it would actually get 25% attack speed if it had a solar charge. You need to be close though. And I guess that's something it really needs to show is the range of all these abilities, because it doesn't show that at all in game at the moment. Now, what other questions and what other problems did I have? Well, one is you can't go any further. It doesn't tell you how to do high command. These abilities are locked. They cannot be used in this build at the moment. When you do press Ctrl Z to make your main base boost, it's kind of hard to, you don't entirely know what's going to get hit with the boost, so you kind of need to try and figure out or get used to the size of the boost. We've built habitats, those are supply depots. We've built barracks, that is the barracks. We've built the mech bay, which is, guess, the factory. You're going to build your siege tanks equivalent, you're going to build some sort of I guess this is almost like a Goliath equivalent, and you're going to build like a little buggy equivalent from the hangar bay. We'll build our evacs, we'll build our hornets, and we'll build sentinels. The sentinel is a sport craft that attacks revealed target units for short duration, so I guess that's going to deal with anything that is potentially cloaked. And that is everything else. That's every building. So then it just comes down to the upgrades. So the upgrades we haven't talked about is you can increase a scout's damage against light units by 16. I guess that might be good if we knew what light armor was, but unfortunately everything just has an armor value that is an integer. It doesn't actually tell you light, medium, or heavy. Oh, it does here. So I guess that light is 0 armor. I think they should probably upgrade those tooltips to be better. The other abilities that we missed are this allows lancers to increase their attack and movement speed each time they're damaged. So basically your lancers get a little bit of a charge, almost like the Protoss charge you get on the Zealots, I guess. So, jump jets. Let's do some jump jets. Apparently these destroy trees as well, so this is a good map to, when I played the other night, I got smoked on this map because I guess if you build a command center here in the middle, there's 2 mines and there's a giant thing of therium that I didn't even know about. So press Z. Here we go. We can jump down some trees, and then we could come in here and look at this lucrative little nice thing inside here. Other units can destroy trees. Let's see. I actually don't know if this one can. Let's bring it over. This is an idiot's guide. I'm not covering everything. I'm covering what I've learned because I am an idiot. And then we've got a couple of upgrades in the machine lab. So with the Atlas, light units on hit, lights the ground on fire, dealing 15 damage per second to all units for 5 seconds. So this was my Atlas. Let's go ahead and do that. And we'll see how that works. Increases the energy regeneration of sentinels and allows them to use the haste spot dispersion aura. So haste spot dispersion aura, where is the that is the sentinel. Spawns a bubble on the ground that reduces damage ground units within the bubble take from range attacks by 50%. That lasts 20 seconds. Okay. We also get to increase the move speed of evacs. That's self-explanatory. And we increase the range of the deployed hedgehogs anti-air weapons by 5 and the mobile hedgehogs ground weapons by 2.
Yes, Commander.
So basically we can make our hedgehogs better.
Yes, Commander.
That's quite cool, killing the trees. Okay, let's deploy this guy. And let's see. Let me just check this upgrade is still going. Yes. And here's the thing, you can't even mouse over your upgrades in progress. So you don't actually... You need to remember what you're upgrading because it doesn't actually let you see what you're upgrading. I feel like the tooltips are bad, really bad. I didn't even realize that you could do this. You can press E and just train units and set rally points, and all those units will rally together. Okay. So I guess like QWERTY lets you do a bunch of things. Oh, interesting. I'm just learning this for the first time. I never actually pressed these buttons before, and I've played 3 games. That's the thing. You're getting thrust straight into PvP games, or there's no time to look at any of this stuff. So that's the point of this video, hopefully, so that you guys feel like there was like a minute there to learn some stuff. So we have now finished the upgrade. So if I deploy this and I shoot V at the ground will burn for a few seconds. Yes. Do some damage. Oh, and I guess he'll just keep shooting at the ground. Oh, you can create a choke point with that. That's kind of interesting. And it will destroy some trees as well. Cool. Stop. Hold position. Attack. So you've still got all the sort of standard StarCrafty move stuff. Now, maybe there's some other things to learn. But for now, let's call this the Absolute Idiot's Guide. I've talked about every unit. I've talked about every building. I've talked about every upgrade that I have found. Now, I'm sure there's things that I have missed, and I certainly don't know the right build order for the game, but I will be making more videos, and I will be trying to play more games. Thank you if you have reached the end of the video to watching. If you found this guide useful, share it with a friend. If you like StarCraft 2, then I think you will like this game, but I think that there is a lot of development still to go. I don't know how old this build that we are playing is. What's the range on this? I would really like them to put some sort of range reticle when you get abilities. Like, how much range does this have? That feels like it would be really useful. We also really badly need tooltips on how much gas and luminite is even in the mines, because, you know, like, your opponent could mine all of it, or 80% of it, you kill their base, and then you build your command center left, you gather from it once, and it's empty. That could totally happen. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this idiot's guide. I hope to see you in future Stormgate videos. I've been John. This is the This is the Brotherhood of Strategy channel. I'll see you next time, my friends. Peace. This was a victory. Look at that. I gained MMR. What? I'll play a few more. See you next time.